in this final segment, I don't want to misquote anything, so I'm gonna really let him do a little bit more of the talking as far as like some of the things that is said. But basically, we have a new something going on with the reparations. Basically, President Trump prompted a state legislator to the U.S. Uh, attorney, particular representative. Um, Basically, this guy that he appointed, if I'm not mistaken, he's in the government for California, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Correct.
Okay, so and this guy is pro reparations, and that for the people that's saying they don't want us to get it because they don't want it to be, um, they don't want the tax dollars to be paid from it. This guy is pro. He's pro reparations, and it won't come from the taxpayer.
Yes, he took away that excuse in the bill he in the reparation bill he introduced. So he took away the taxpayers using the taxpayers' money to fund reparations. So they can't use that as an excuse. Remember, we addressed that I think on the last morning show. And thanks for bringing me back on the platform. So yeah, he took that excuse away. So there's no more excuses.
Oh, I want to point this out. That's a very good scripture that you just quoted, Takari. Yeah, you gotta call out people bullshit. Now, I think when it comes to this, you know, if whatever they have done to you was done privately, handle it privately.
Right.
Everybody don't need to know what's going on with what y'all got going on. Now, if they publicly shamed you or did something that was wrong, then yeah, you should publicly address it because it was done publicly. But this thing saying that people are that you're letting people off the hook talking about people can't criticize nobody. No, nigga. It's always happened since the beginning of time, and it's going to continue to happen. That's the only way you can keep order in things that and keep some form of righteousness still being alive. You just let people run wild and do whatever they want, and then be mediocre all the time. You're never gonna get. Matter of fact, the great shows that we watch and enjoy. Imagine just allowing people to keep being mediocre and never give us a good product.
Right.
You're gonna stop watching it because it's not good, dude. People have to criticize. You need criticism. I don't know what the heck you're talking about with that. It's a difference between, but this is the thing. 2000. What I will say is 2025 is the year that people label um, constructive criticism as hating. It's a difference. Hating is when you just on somebody's ass for no reason all the time because you just jealous of what they have. So you just want to find a reason to talk down on them. But critiquing them, criticizing them on something that they're weak at and you want to see them get better at it, that's totally different. But anyways, though, back to the reparations talk.
Uh huh.
So can you go ahead and give us the name of the guy and what basically he represents on the matter?
Yes, the name is Bill. Last name Aselli, and
Bill.
yeah, Bill Aselli, who's the current U.S. attorney. If anybody in the chat that can check that out, type in Bill Bill Aselli, and then you can put reparations behind it if you want to. And we that's our goal is to insist that President Trump adopt this bill on a federal level because it takes away all the excuses, and we have shared goals of economic growth with this bill. Remember, reparations is the only portion of our U.S. national debt that also serves as an investment. I'd love to get some thoughts back on that. Think about that. It's like you owing somebody, let's say you owe a group of people money, but this one person, if you pay them back, it doubles as as an investment, not just a debt. Oh, it circles back around to actually benefit you.
Right. So basically, you're saying that the way he's done it, that once the reparations is passed out, it could actually benefit the rest of the country as well.
No doubt about that. There's economists who got reports out there about that. Now this guy, you know, he's Republican, and I hate to play politics, but you know, they're not really, let me use their lingo, they don't really care for handouts. So their thing is more business vouchers. So somebody like you, Jamie, you go show them, hey man, I already got Black Chat Chronicles, I got my podcast on and popping. Grant me the business voucher to take Black Chat Chronicles to the next level, to take UAN. So let's use you, bro, because I greatly appreciate you bringing me on to share this knowledge. You would be a prime example of how of how you would benefit their reparation idea, which doesn't use taxpayers' money. And that'll be my last time saying that. I think your audience get that part now. And but they do. You know, Trump is pro-business. Like, long he's not trying to give no handouts, but if you show some initiative like you're doing and other people, that hey, we're trying to build our businesses, the business grants will help you level up, as we say. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, so one thing I see, we got a question down here. What would be the criteria to get the reparation? And that's something I do want to have you answer again, because I think last time I had you on here, it was some confusion. A couple of people misunderstood what was said. So I just want you to be able to set the record straight. Because a lot of people thought that after the first one that you were saying that the reparation will be for, for people that, foreigner blacks as well. And that's not the case.
That's
correct?
not the case. Please let me clean that up. For one, that's on a state level in California where they draw the year line at 1900. I went back and checked my notes and I read your comments as well. And I read how some people thought I was trying to sort of include the Black immigrant people, and that's not the case. I'm Black American on both sides. I know I may have some Ethiopian features, and if that turns out to be the case whenever I get around to doing my DNA, I'm cool with that. But on my mom and dad side, not that I have anything to prove to anybody, I'm Black American on both sides, mama and daddy. So to your question, remember we talking about this bill that this guy, Bill Asali, introduced. It's strictly for descendants of American freedmen. Remember, American freedmen are the slaves that fought in the Civil War, 1863 to 1865, once they became free. So the choice is yours to everybody in the comment section and the chat. You can identify as a descendant of an American slave. I'm more affirmative. I prefer the language descendant of American freedmen, which means we was freed from American slavery. And now we're striving and thriving to build our businesses, not looking for handouts, to live a higher quality of life. Go ahead, James. So to answer your question, this particular bill, and I put it in the, not in the comment section, but if you get a brief chance, it's in the, I guess the chat section where only you and I can see, to where people can pull it up and study the literature. But yeah, so only in California that they drew the line. And from my understanding of going to their different seminars and committees, it was like they were basically saying that's as far as back as you have to go. If you can find a family member, ancestor in 1900, you qualify. Now, we can spend a little more time on that. So let's say a Haitian, Jamaican, Bahamian, who have you, an African immigrant. Let's say they had an ancestor that was on U.S. soil in 1900, but that ancestor was not in slavery. According to California state recommendations, that person arguably would qualify. That's the state level. What we're talking about this morning is the national level. Getting this bill that Bill Asali put out, which is strict. It's called the American Freedmen Agency, something like that. I put it in the chat, and I have to go back through my notes. But yeah, that to clear that up. Thanks for doing that.
Okay, so this guy Bill, you say he was appointed by Trump.
This the interesting part, Jamie. Finish your question.
This is the part that's gonna get people buzzing a little bit here.
Yeah. I'm
So
glad
he
we
was
got
appointed by Trump, and I know us as Black Americans, particularly, when Trump's name come up, that's taboo. The first thing you think of when it comes to Trump is, I can't stand this nigga. Like that's pretty much in our culture. Or whatever he says is a lie, or this can't be true, or it's some kind of hidden agenda. What exactly is his part in this when it comes to him appointing this guy, being in place, knowing good and well that he is for pro reparations for this guy. And keep in mind, Bill is not a black man.
He's not.
For those of y'all that don't know that.
Right. All right.
So go ahead.
Yeah, so just putting facts over feelings first. And this year in 2025, earlier this year, ironically in Black History Month, this state representative, the guy we talking about named Bill Selly, introduced a reparations bill. And then a month or two, let's say 2 months to play it safe, President Trump appointed this guy from state representative in California, as you mentioned earlier, to U.S. attorney. Now he's currently over the federal law enforcement, so he's looking over the ICE raid deportations that's going on. This part gets interesting too. I don't know how much time you want to spend on this. So on one hand, Jamie, he introduces the reparation bill. On the other hand, he's overlooking the ICE raid deportations for the Black immigrants family. This way it get interesting because the Black immigrants, they want Black Americans to sort of stand in solidarity against the ICE raid deportations. And we like, y'all don't even support reparations. So that's a light tension. That's some slight tension between the Black Americans, if you got time to speak on that. So Black Americans,
we got time. Go ahead.
That's it. I'll pass it back to you. So and I was just in a meeting last week, bro, a high profile meeting. I don't want to do no name drops because I want to be invited back. And I heard it with my own ears that the Black immigrants, Africans and Caribbeans, are like, hey, we need Black Americans to kind of stand with us. And I, among others, spoke up and also said, yeah, we need y'all to stand with support our reparations. Y'all asking us to get on the battlefield. Think about that, bro. So Caribbean immigrants and African immigrants, much love and respect to all, but it is what it is. Y'all asking us to stand in between the Caribbean immigrants and African immigrants and ICE. That's a lot. That's a big ask, homie. And we're saying just morally support reparations. So you tell me, like, is that a fair deal? Who's asking for too much? Is that too much to ask for? Like, we just asking y'all to morally support it. You don't have to leave your house or nothing. Y'all asking us to come out our homes and get on the battlefield and stand in between ICE agents and Caribbean immigrants and African immigrants when they come, deport them back to their countries. Go ahead, bro. My bad for taking so long.
No, you're good. So I just wanted to ask this. So I know you said morally support. So what does that look like for the Black immigrants, like the Africans and the Caribbean, to support us? Like, what is it that they could do in support of helping us when it comes to this?
Bro, I couldn't even hold my smile in because it took me back to the show we did a couple weeks ago where Haiti did the opposite. Shout out to Lil Haiti. That's the homie. Great stand-up comedian. Haiti did the opposite of morally support when he made the joke. He made a joke, but it was a real statement. I don't want to be around rich American niggas. That's not moral support, homie. That's saying I don't want them niggas to get reparations because they too much to handle without. It's like the Dave Chappelle skit, that he was famous for. They should have never gave you niggas money. So that's how a lot of them feel. Moral support is do what's right. Give them people, although we not gonna benefit directly. Do it, you know what I mean? Dude, that's moral support. That's Haiti saying the opposite, man. Give my Black American brothers and sisters.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna have to take up for him some. I believe it was more so just a joke because he did double back. I don't know if you caught that. He did double back and say he do think we should get it because other ignorant groups such as Armenians, Jewish, and Japanese are receiving theirs. And he was like, he never understood why they refused to give it to us. So he did say that.
All right, so let me read this comment real quick, Jamie. Stephen Harris said, no federal reparations bill has been passed in the U.S., and the concept faces opposition rooted in ideas of collective guilt and differing views on who is responsible. Now, Steve, Jamie, let's respond to that real quick. Absolutely right, Steve. No federal reparation bill has been passed. The bill we're talking about this morning needs to be passed. Let me just speak straight talk. You know what I'm saying? Get straight to it. The bill we're talking about this morning that a Republican party people, we all thoughts on deck for this one. That a Republican state representative already introduced the bill. The bill is written out. Jamie, I put it in the chat section. So, Steve, to your comment, this bill needs to be passed. Just like the big, beautiful bill. This is better than the big, beautiful bill, homie.
Yeah. This is the big, beautiful bill.
This is, and Jamie, not if you don't mind, not just for us, bro, is documented that, bro, you already know we spend $2 trillion. I'm rounding up.
We covered that. We covered that the last Black Chat Chronicle podcast. Those of y'all who haven't,
if we spend $2 trillion from Black Friday to Thanksgiving without reparations, imagine what we're gonna spend. Imagine they just match.
Our economy would take the hell off. It would, because we're gonna spend. That's what we do. That's what we do, bro.
Yes, it benefits everybody. So it's not, people don't need to look at it like, damn, it's only gonna benefit, like what Lil Haiti said, I don't want to be around no rich American Negroes. So but once they understand, no, this actually benefits everybody. Yeah, hopefully,
the federal, like you said, the feds, they have the ability to just print the money. They don't have to take it straight from the tax dollars. But yeah, anybody, I noticed the comments gotten a little dry. I don't know if Ali, DeMarcus, Steve, you're probably still up in here, or whoever, you have any questions, feel free to ask. We definitely gonna give the money back in record time. That's the truth.
And that benefits everybody, TK.
Everybody's like, the economy is gonna start smacking. They're like, well, damn, these niggas buying everything. Right. So, and then this is the thing. If we was to go broke, let's just say that was to happen. I know a lot of people that was not pro reparations, such as Anton, Myron Gaines, and other people that that came out and said, all we're gonna do with it is spend it and be broke in a few years. And that's better. Yeah. But guess what? Then you get that monkey off your back, but like, hey, we gave it to you niggas. You can't do nothing else after that. Then they can say, y'all had the opportunity. Y'all just being some lazy niggas. Then you can say it, because you made good on what you did to us.
Right. Right on.
Crime would definitely go up if we got reparations out. So I would love to see you explain it.
Yeah, I don't think he can find no receipts for that.
And from what I know throughout history, giving people out of poverty lowest crime rate, 90%. Right.
It definitely would take us out the equation. We wouldn't have no reason. I mean, throw them under the jail if a joker got their reparations and they still out here doing
it. That only makes sense.
Right.
How would it be dispersed? I mean,
yeah. Remember, see what I love about your show, Jamie. We answering all these questions. We're not telling people to go back and watch the other shows, but remember, we said on the federal level. See, now if you do it on a state level, they can say, "Nah, we ain't got the money." The feds print their own money, homie. So to answer that question, federal currency, just like the PPP loans, how they was able to delete that debt with a push of a button. Hey, how much? We trying to get the same way Trump put his signature on those pandemic checks. Go ahead, bro. If you need this for your ego, go ahead and put your signature on these. Well, he's not really in favor of reparation checks. He's more like business investment, entrepreneurs. So to expect,
and I think that's better. See, folks probably will be mad at him for this, but I think that's better, because that would stop us. Because this is the thing: you give a bunch of niggas a bunch of money, and they don't know anything about business, right, or anything about economics, they're gonna just blow that shit. But if you give them in the form of business, Now they have to learn how to work businesses to be profitable, because you're in, basically they're putting you in the position to let, look, you can get this if you work for it and learn how to do it. This is y'all incentive that we're only giving exclusively to y'all because of what was done to your people.
Come on.
You can use this to like, let's say one of it is, you don't have to pay taxes for, I don't know, whatever amount of years, plus you guys get you're eligible for a $5 million business loan on whatever select business and stuff you guys choose to put it on. I'm just throwing out some stuff that
Makes sense
out there. And that will actually be better, because that will put you in a position where you can consistently earn money and not just blow it all at once.
Right.
Now, certain niggas not gonna be able to do it. You do have, unfortunately, you do have lazy niggas that just not gonna do anything. You do have,
but Jamie, you made a great point when you said at least they get the monkey off their back.
Yeah, exactly. Then they'll get the monkey off the back. Like, look, we gave y'all something. If you didn't take advantage of it, that's your fault.
That's your fault.
The real people that are logical people would be like, he's telling the truth. Now, you got certain people that just lazy, that's gonna go against anything the government, especially people like Trump, says anyways. Them people, you just can't deal with them. They're gonna complain regardless. See, those are the type of people that you're talking about, DeMarcus. The people that complain and whine about anything. I agree with that. But when you're critiquing something to make it better, that's needed. That's like a father parenting his child. You have to make sure that they're prepared. But yeah, so I'm actually all in favor of that, opposed to a long sum of money. Or you could give a little bit of both. Let's say you give us no taxes, give us our business loan, plus let's say $5,000 monthly for a certain amount of years. I think that's fair.
Well, let's remember who watch we operating on. We on Trump's watch right now, and again, Trump is pro-business, so he's not looking. And the guy who wrote this bill, U.S. Attorney Eligibility, he pretty much said the same thing. They not saying we got to give in to what they think is best for us, but they're basically saying business vouchers. You know how you got housing vouchers and all kind of stuff like that. They're saying, nah, we just we want y'all to still handle business. So it's more business vouchers than just what they would consider handouts. So like you said, bro, it would be led in with what they call financial literacy. So everybody I think you're a perfect example. I said it already, so I won't say it again, but somebody who's already got his business in order, and you just need the funding to level up. And so if somebody just sitting at home not doing nothing, they wouldn't meet the criteria. Again, this is on Trump's watch. Now, once Trump get out, we stuck with him for another 3 years. So once he get out, if you want to alter the reparations, it would be public law by then. If you want to alter the recommendations, you could. But that's the difference between Democrats and Republicans. Republicans are more pro-business. Democrats are more like social programs.
Right. Okay, we got some more comments. How would you feel if we ended up getting into another Great Depression situation?
I don't know how that connects to what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to get the most knowledge possible in this show. Great Depression, that's a big what if. I'll become the student in the classroom for that question. But as far as what we do know, as far as what the experts have put out there, doing this. I mean, there's multiple reports, dude. You got reliable sources like Forbes that has covered this. And they're saying it will boost the greater America. You talking about making America great again. This is the best way to do it because it takes care of the legacy of the United States. It helps the reputation of the United States and what they love the most, the economic growth. You can't get around that, fam. I don't know how y'all gonna get around that. So the Great Depression question, you got me with that, bro. I don't. Jamie, you might have something for that. I don't.
With that, as far as that, how would I feel about it? I mean, shit, I wouldn't feel good about it. I mean,
nobody's in it. When I see this, y'all always do it, man. Y'all pull what some people would say the arrogance out of me. But it ain't no Great Depression when Black Americans are thriving, homie. You can't make America great again and leave us out. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to make America great, make this
America
nation.
doesn't move without us, bro.
Thank you.
It doesn't move without us.
Right. We are the current.
Those of y'all that didn't come into the Black Chat Chronicles podcast this past Sunday, as of 2025, Black Americans, and keep in mind that we're one of the smallest in population,
13%.
Yet we still spend $1.8 trillion.
Round it up to 2, Jamie. 2 trillion. Come on.
Well, say 2 trillion. Right. If you gave us our reparations, that 2 trillion would probably triple.
It will.
It probably would triple. 6 trillion a year.
Yeah.
You know how booming the economy would be? Everybody's businesses would be taken up.
Everybody.
It would have us to thank for it.
You over the stove. You over the stove now. You cooking. Keep going.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, yeah. At this point, like you just said, bro, people that still saying they don't want us to get it. At this point, you're just making excuses because you just
and eventually you're gonna get exposed of just being a hater. And we're taught to love.
That's when the hater stuff should start coming in, DeMar.
Yeah.
When people had to eliminate it, look, this group has gotten reparations. That didn't even happen on American soil, like Japanese. Yeah, it was a tragedy. What happened to them? Did America do that to them? Yes, but that didn't happen on American soil. So why are they here getting reparations for it? I'm not saying I'm 100% against it. I'm just saying they're receiving it. Now, Armenian genocide, I don't think America had anything to even do with that, did they? Yeah, nothing to do with that. They're receiving reparations for that, people.
Come on, put it out.
So what's the excuse? And then you, of course, the Jewish Holocaust, same shit. Didn't happen here in America, but they're receiving benefits for it.
That's right.
But the most atrocious doing in American history, damn near in world history,
in human history, world history, facts,
has been done to us on American soil, and this is our land that we are sitting on till this day. We built it. Donald Trump, our current president himself, has admitted several times we built it.
Yes,
but we don't deserve anything.
Right.
Come on, bro. That don't even make sense. Like basically, folks, like I said, folks just making excuses because I think it's a couple things. You got a group of people that just simply don't want us to get it because out of jealousy and hating. And then you got certain people that just simply are non-believers. I think a lot of the Black people that spew out a lot of the negativity, they just feel like, look, America has done us this bad and done us this way for the longest, bro. Stop looking for handouts. They ain't gonna give it to us.
What?
I would understand that.
Well, James,
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say we've said this on a private phone call. It's time to go public with it. Those Negroes are still going to accept their checks, bro, and that's why we don't need to waste precious lifetime going back and forth. And I'm talking about our Black American family, our Black Americans. The Black Americans who are against it, how much lifetime should we waste going back and forth with them when this gets passed, you know they're going to accept their check. So our challenge is, let me ask you and your audience a question, Jamie. I know this is your show, but I heard this before and I think it's interesting. Would you rather be nibbled on by crabs or swallowed by a whale? And that's a question for you and the audience. And we going somewhere with this. Would you rather be nibbled on by crabs or swallowed by a whale? And this is directly connected to the topic we're chopping up right now.
Man, that's crazy. I never had nobody ask me nothing like that.
All right, so here's some background to it. Listen, because I know we are running out of time. Trump is the whale. The crabs are the
white people. The niggas.
So if you're gonna go out, if you got a fork in the road, your only choice is to choose which way you want to go out. Do you want to be nibbled on? Do you want to go out?
I think I would rather get swallowed, bro.
I think I would too, Jamie. I'd rather get swallowed by the whale, bro.
You ain't gonna really, feel nothing. Like you get nibbled on to death. That's gonna be painful.
Yeah, I'd rather get swallowed on by the whale, bro. I'm about to walk in this reparation museum now to wrap up the show, man. This is a good show, though. I appreciate it. Hey, good morning.
Okay, so Marcus gave us a response to why he thinks crime rate would go up. Crime would definitely go up because other races would be upset if blacks got reparations. Look at what they did to Black Wall Street. Okay, so I get what you're saying, DeMarcus. I can agree with you on that. So you're saying that other ignorant groups would be upset.
All right, thank you.
And would commit crime.
Right.
Hey, at that point though, we'll just have to hold our ground and just, but I think that would create us to have unison, which we haven't had for a very long time. When a loan is good standing, it means the borrower is making payments as agreed. Okay, Black people need some sort of real estate vouchers. Being robbed of property has set families back generations. I 100% agree with
that. Yeah, you could put that in with the business vouchers. Real estate vouchers, business vouchers, pretty much that's synonymous. That's pretty much the same thing.
So if we have sorry, my bad, I was reading the more comments. So if we have the ancestry, what about parents, grandparents, or have recent past? Would our children receive it too?
Yeah, as Trump said, the great grandbabies are slaves and their children. So the great grandbabies of slaves put you at the Motown generation. The great grandbabies of slaves are like Michael Jackson and all them, Diana Ross. Those the great, and now we're their children and grandchildren. So yeah, it's about developing generational wealth, financial literacy to develop generational wealth. So as you said, Jamie, once the nation gets the monkey off their back, can't nobody say, hey, we took care of that. Y'all did the Dave Chappelle sketch thing, and we don't want to hear nothing else about it. That's our money to blow. Go ahead, bro.
So we have hold on. Y'all forget about Tulsa massacre by the 1921 reparations.
Oh, that's the pain. See, I don't want to waste too much. It's time to get to the money, y'all. How much? I know people are addicted to pain. Oh, that's the pain, and our pain is well documented, fam. From Tulsa, I mean, which chapter, which episode you want to pick from? We got the countless amounts of that. That's when they say pinpoint the pain. We try to get to the money part of people. You know what I mean? We could heal some of that pain as we get to this money. But Tulsa, the list goes on, bro. You can't even count on everybody's fingers and toes. How many unbelievable. Jamie just said earlier it was the worst case in world history. World history is 6,000 years old. Not the world. The globe is 13 billion years old. But world history, which means documented events. We've been documenting events for 6,000 years. I think it starts with the Mesopotamia. Go ahead.
We call the reparations aims witness the massive compounding wealth disparities that have been passed down through generations. The mentality, we always voting on the lesser of two evils.
Jamie.
Yeah.
You said we love to stunt on each other. Are we ready to step to Trump to insist that he federalize this bill? Because all the excuses been taken away. You're not using taxpayers' money to fund reparations. So now so that's the whale. Remember, let's try to catch the whale. Why? I mean, Trump, are you going to federalize this bill? You've been going executive order crazy. So doing the executive order this reparations bill.
Every I'm talking about. I ain't been following them like that heavily, but at one point, every other day, that's a big one.
Yeah, let's get to it, man.
We doing that every other week. So go ahead, sign us over, and show us the signature on us.
Right.
I think a lot of the people that hate you, Trump, some of them gonna try and go ahead and get rid of that hatred. Now some of them gonna hate regardless because that's what they do. They just can't not be not be a hater because for some reason they have believed that Trump has wronged us so badly that no matter what he do, we go hate him. So y'all just responded, not to understand.
Right. Now, well, this is his opportunity.
What are we not trying to understand, DeMarcus? We better go ahead and wrap this thing up soon. But I want to know what didn't we understand?
Investments in Black communities, such as first-time home buyer program, that's being done in Evanston, Illinois, as we speak. So that form of reparations has already been successful. They're receiving their reparations in the Evanston outside of Chicago right now, based off what DeMarcus, no, is it DeMarcus? What Stephen Harris said. Investments. Yeah, all of those. So there we go, party people. We need recommendations, because that's where once this thing is in action, they start picking and choosing which reparation recommendations they want to put in reality next.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what let's. I'm not saying let's move past the pain. Pain is real, but let's start focusing on recommendations. What can get done? This program, that program. You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
gonna say this though. Hey, I'm gonna say, and this is gonna be a controversial take. Folks might give me a little attack on this, but I don't give a damn. Get rid of that damn pain. Now I'm gonna tell you why. I mean, I'm not saying we should just forget that it was done to us altogether, but I think we spend way too much time on it. That's the reason why we can't recover, because certain people use it to their advantage. Each and every time something happens, they're like, remember this happened? Remember that happened? Y'all gonna let that go? Y'all gonna let that go? It gets you under the same mindset to focus on that when you should be focusing on this. They keep using the same tactic. We got to stop doing that at some point. I'm getting tired of these slave movies. I'm getting tired of these slave shows. I'm getting tired of all this. I'm not saying we shouldn't honor our ancestors and stuff that went through what they went through. But what I am saying is, bro, at some point, we're gonna have to stop letting that
be the narrative.
Yeah, and bind us to the same shit. We're not growing as a people because we keep focusing on the same shit. You can't expect a different results and you keep doing the same shit over and over.
That's absolutely right. That's insanity, bro. So, as I'm saying, let's focus on the recommendations, so we can get these things done. What recommendations did the U.S. Attorney Bill Aselli introduce in his bill? He introduced business vouchers. That's one of his recommendations. Say, no, we're not giving y'all checks. No, we're not using taxpayers' money to fund reparations. He said, but we can grant business vouchers. That's his recommendation. What's our recommendations? So once we get the bill passed, and this is better than the big beautiful bill, once we get it passed, then we can start adding recommendations that's logical and that can be accomplished. And that's the focus part of people moving forward. Let's focus on what recommendations will make this nation great for the first time. Jamie, I have great appreciation for you bringing me back on your platform. I'll let you close it out, man. I really appreciate this segment. And
lastly, I want to say this too on the remember when we start touching on the spending problem. See, here's another thing with the spending. If they was to do some things to get us, and we did all collectively, use it, at least a great percentage of us became rich off of whatever they ended up passing. Even if you were to fall off and become broke, one thing I do know is once you touch that, you get a taste of it once, it's much easier to achieve it again because you already kind of, felt it a little bit and you already knew what it took to get there kind of. So you'll somewhat strive harder to get back to that.
Jamie, not to make it about me, but if I can add a personal experience to your point, when I left high school to go to college and got my first taste of being outside of my parents' home, you absolutely right. I never wanted to go back, bro. I always worked hard to make sure I had my own space, my own place. You know what I'm saying? So and that's the same point you're making. I'm just using the personal experience to validate what you just said. Yeah, but once you get a taste of a certain lifestyle, you're going to strive stronger. You're going to strive harder to maintain that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So you're absolutely right. And that's and again, man, it's everybody's. If you want to blow your money, blow your money. Jamie, you made a strong point that I'm gonna continue to use after this show. Hey, they got the monkey off their back. The United States got the monkey of, because it's really the only blemish that's ruining the reputation of a great nation. With the exception of what happened to us, this really is a great experiment that has been put together. And once they right that wrong, it's going down as one of the greatest nations in world history and human history. But they have to right that wrong, homie. And you know, we're gonna see if Trump got the, you know, the kahunas to do it, man. He definitely just Jamie, remember we said Trump, we need you. I'm talking directly to Trump right now. Please, sir, we need you to put out a reparation proclamation. That you are, anybody that's familiar with a reparation proclamation, the proclamation is not, it doesn't have legal force, but Trump will be using his influence to the nation to tell him, hey, I'm in support of this, but just like he did with the Board of Education, I'm gonna leave it up to the cities, counties, and states to administer how they want to distribute these different reparation recommendations.
Yeah, and just that would be enough. I'm sure certain states will still try to fight it, though. I will say that. Because, you know, certain ones are just going to be haters, and they just, you know, hatred wouldn't want us to get it. But for the ones that would be able to understand the benefits of the business side of it, they might go ahead and approve it. Because like I said, like for instance, Mississippi is the poorest state in America. But I would make a strong argument. It's probably also the most racist state in America.
Good argument.
Who's able to give all of those blacks their reparations? They would boost your economy of Mississippi if you was to pass that. Just saying.
Remember, since we're speaking of Mississippi, let me add this point, and we're gonna go right next door to their state neighbor, the governor of Alabama. Back in segregation, he did a survey on poor blacks and poor whites, and he found out, to make a long story short, he found out that the poor whites didn't care how much money Negroes had. They just wanted to know that they were better. In other words, so to give you a real life example, if the police was called to a situation, and in 2025 we experienced this, when the police show up, the law enforcement power, and I'm not saying this as a one size fit all statement for all law enforcement, I don't need no smoke with them, but the support would go towards the poor white, and that's what they cared about the most. So this is a very sensitive, delicate thing we're dealing with. It's bigger than money. They don't care about how much money we got access to. When they're around, they want to know they got more power. If I call the police going to be on the white guy's side. You smell what I'm telling you? And so we got to work through all that mental illness, to be honest with you. And the question, and this will be my concluding statement or question, bro. It's going to be a challenge to find out, do y'all really want to make America great? Or which one do y'all love more? The United States or white fragility, white supremacy? Which one do y'all love more? The country y'all proclaim to love so much, or do y'all love white supremacy more than the United States? And that's gonna be a tough one for them to if they have a conscience, that's gonna be a tough one for them to process.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and address these last few. You said, would y'all rather not pay taxes on anything forever, or not having to pay back school loans for reparations? I think I'm gonna take the no taxes, me personally. And then of course, appreciate the super chat. I think he on froze now. Do blacks deserve reparations if they won the lottery? Damn. That's a crazy one, DeMarcus. I'm gonna say yeah, because I mean, I think that's just like you telling somebody they don't, deserve a settlement that they were owed from one company just because they already got one settlement from another. Like, you can be wronged Just because you you're already in a better position don't mean that you still don't deserve, don't mean that you don't deserve the it's owed to you. So yeah, I think they should still receive it. Just more money in their pocket. What part are you speaking of, Ali, when you said she spoke on that also? Last questions probably I'm gonna address, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get up off here and start the rest of my day. This is actually the longest morning show I've ever had, hour and 45. Whites being entitled over us because of their skin. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. But see, this is my thing. I think if we were able to financially take care of ourselves, we'll be able to form our own police where we wouldn't really have to deal with theirs too much. Because I always felt like, blacks should police themselves because obviously under a lot of circumstances, they abuse their power when it comes to us on certain circumstances. So yeah, go ahead and give us what we owe. We'll get our own police, maybe even create our own community and build up from there. But yeah, like I said, I'm about to go ahead and close this thing out. I'm almost at 2 hours. The morning show typically don't be this long, as y'all know. But hey, the reparation topic was going, so can't cut it off when things are hot like that. But like always, 100% appreciate everybody that came through. DeMarcus, stay who you are, dude. I actually love that you're not the type that just lay down. You're very strong at your takes on things, whether it's we're talking to TV shows or things as far as culture. You always gonna state your opinion, and trust me, I'm not here to belittle anything that you think. Keep doing you, speaking on what you think, bro. That I think that's a beautiful thing. Cause I'm the exact same way. I'm gonna speak my mind. No one's gonna hold me back on whatever it is I got to say. And as people, I think it's always a great thing when we can agree to disagree. Like that's always a great thing. Like people act like you got to be arch enemies just because you don't agree on something. As long as it's not something that is straight up, you know what I'm saying? As long as it's not something straight up just egregious and low down, dirty, evil, you can agree to on disagree on certain stuff and still be cool. But anyways, when they say make America great again, they're talking about supremacy. I'm not gonna get into that because that's gonna open up a whole new can of worms, and I ain't got time for right now. Yeah, Golson, there will be a live tonight. Appreciate you stopping through. All right, appreciate you, DeMarcus and Steve. I'm about to go ahead and check out.